I truly believe getting rich has never been easier than right now, and I'm going to explain why. I've been honestly wanting to talk about this for quite a while now. I truly believe we're living in the gold rush of making money online, offline, both, doesn't matter. So much wealth has been created in the last 1 to 2 years, and I only see things getting crazier over the next 1 to 2 years, even like 3 to 5 years. And I'm really seriously at a point now where I've been having trouble sleeping because how many opportunities there are out there that I'm seeing on YouTube, I'm seeing on Twitter, I'm seeing in certain communities, and I'm seriously getting a bit of shiny object syndrome. So this is more like a vent session, if you will. So I just wanted to talk about it more so for the people who aren't running their own business yet, to just who are still in the fog of the kind of 9 to 5 stuff. I want to just give you some perspective. First thing, and this is more like a limiting belief I had in the early days, and it's more like mindset related. You do not have to be smart. Average people, much dumber than you, are making 5 times the amount of money and impact that you are. And I don't know about you, just saying that out loud, seriously, is 100% true for me too. Like there are so many people that are way dumber than I am, no offense, and it pisses me off because I know that they're making so much more money, right? They're doing it in the weirdest ways. They're doing it in ways that like make actual sense on paper, and then it's just like, damn, like they're getting attention. They're making the right offers. They're doing X, Y, and Z. They're in a high leveraged business model versus a real estate agent who has to jump around from showings and is barely making a couple grand a month, right? Or barely even closing a deal a month. It's just like some people, it's unfathomable how much money is being transferred right now to people no smarter than you. And this is like, I know it's frustrating to hear that. And even saying that is just weird, but trust me, like you do not need a crazy degree or anyone to tell you that you have to qualify for a certain thing. This was a big box that I drew myself in when I had my 9 to 5. Is you think that your boss is smarter than you. You think that the upper level managers are smarter than you. When it's like, it's really not, brother. I promise you, they are on the same level, sometimes maybe even lower from a business acumen standpoint. So just think about that, okay? So you're probably going to see this link in the description. I wanted to like officially plug it. I talked about this and I got some emails on it maybe the second last video, but my new kind of 3-month stint or mentorship program is live. Again, I've been talking so much about starting an agency, how to start freelancing, pick your niche, my cold email scripts, my cold call scripts. I'm literally giving every single thing away, but it is so tough. The biggest complaint that I hear is it's so tough to get all the information I want out in a 1-hour call, let alone a 30-minute call. So what I'm doing right now, there's a link below that if you've ever wanted to start an agency, that's the only thing I can really help you with, at least right now. Of course, sales related stuff, but agency freelance, click below. You're going to get some questions answered. I'm limiting this to 5 people right now, but they're going to get 60 to 90 minutes of my time per week for 3 months. And I'm going to, for those people who follow my advice, I'm going to make you your first 7 to 10 grand a month. And this isn't cheap. This is thousands of dollars, but the right people that I know I can help, it'll 100% be worth it. So I just wanted to get that quick plug out of the way. Let's move on to the second point here. The barrier to entry is pennies on the dollar as to what it used to be. I don't know about you, but back maybe even like 15 to 20 years ago, my parents' connotation on starting a business was you used to have a storefront. You used to have crazy upfront costs for inventory, for rent, for employees. There was no social media, right? So you also had to rely on certain localities or just traveling everywhere, shaking hands, making relationships the old way, getting on a plane, which again is not bad. It still works. If anything, people are craving that now more than ever. But there are so many cheaper and more efficient options to start with. You could literally start a business for like less than $1,000 right now, some even for free. But I always say like spend a little bit, have some side money put away. And this goes with even investing or just anything. We have all these apps at the touch of a button on a freaking smartphone that is more or less a computer in our pocket. Like that includes YouTube, which I think is one of the best resources to learn stuff for free, right? It is nuts. So even to me, you don't need tens of thousands of dollars to start any business. Obviously, if you're going to trying to go to Mars, I don't know, or start a car company, you're obviously going to need inventory. But I always say start with a level 1 business. Do not be a level 1 business person trying to fight a level 10 boss, right? Go through the easy ropes first. Get your sales skill set down. Go with an easier, less friction type of business. Your future self will thank you. Bank your first 3 million that way, and then go off to do that moonshot project is what I like to call it. Number 3, free traffic. I'll say that again, free free attention, free eyeballs. This kind of ties into the point above the last one, but do you know how much money you used to have to spend just on billboards, random TV and radio ads, etc.? Those barely converted. Now you can quite literally spawn free traffic out of thin air organically if you post the right stuff and hit on the right pain points. Obviously, if you want to do paid ads, like that is a much more efficient way to grow, but you don't even need to have money to do this. There are literal millions of eyeballs out there waiting to see your product or service. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? It kind of boggles my mind, but I'm making these videos. This stuff gets eventually, converted to console calls, to email newsletter subs, to all kinds of cool things, right? It's really interesting to this day. And I think this was only going to become more apparent. Sure, I'll probably get some questions like, it's saturated, it's competitive. It's like, dude, you're right. You're not wrong. I'm not going to, shy away from that fact. But I believe markets only become truly saturated when supply beats the demand, when there is too much supply and there's not enough people actually interested in said thing. But right now, at least in my opinion, the demand itself is actually higher than the supply. That's why you see so many creators making 10 to 15 grand a month out of nowhere who just essentially started posting 6 months ago. There aren't enough good, authentic creators out there, in my opinion, making good content. So I just really think, at least for the next decade, this is going to be continue crazy thriving. Like, I don't think this is going anywhere anytime soon. Number 4, I'm going to call it asset appreciation versus salary limitations. People are really finally starting to wake up and realize you have to do your own thing if you want true freedom or wealth. Again, I've said this before. Yes, you can technically get rich working for a Fortune 500 on salary or a pre-IPO company, but guys, like the chances of that happening are so slim to none you don't even understand, right? Again, Microsoft, they just announced this week that 7,000 employees are being laid off to, I'm just going to call it AI, like crazy stuff. They in their press release, they said it wasn't AI related, or they said it was just because of some inefficiencies. I call it AKA because tech is taking over their jobs. It is happening in front of our eyes, which is why, so much more popular now than ever. What it used to be even just 5 to 10 years ago, people are finally waking up being like, I need to do my own thing. And this includes your stock portfolios. This includes your real estate. But again, just your own business, your own personal brand in and of itself can be worth more than your 9-to-5 income, right? Remember that you are a number to a company. If they no longer need you, it doesn't matter what kind of parties they throw, what kind of bonuses they give you, how many times they call you a family, you will be cut accordingly if they don't need you, right? So I don't think people realize a job isn't as safe as they may think sometimes, right? So just owning an asset is where real wealth is built. I will say that to the day I die. Number 5, people are making money in the weirdest, every single possible way you can imagine. A friend of mine is making like 18 to 20K a month profit by teaching online guitar lessons. Another creator, he has a client, his name's William Brown. He has a client who she teaches knitting, literal physical knitting, and she makes like 15K a month profit. It's a total awesome lifestyle business. I know a guy directly, I think he's in Miami, who manufactures toilet paper and makes millions. I know another person who it's just like the weirdest starting and sounding businesses that you've ever heard of, but there is demand for it. And now with AI too, people are making money in the most unimaginable ways. Most ethical, but some of course aren't. I'm going to say that for sure, whether it's like, I'm just not a fan of them, but like the AI girlfriends, all this kind of like weird stuff. Like, I get it, but I've got certain morals. I've got certain things that I will not, do. And that is one of them. But dude, if you got to get your money, you got to get your money. And it's just so interesting how things are evolving right now. So again, like, I just want to preface this. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but this is more a mindset related thing. I think if anything, the one thing I want you to take away from this video about business is don't worry about, oh my God, what do I start? If there's so many things to start, then what do I do? It's like, just focus, right? Focus. Just for the rest of the year, I challenge you seriously to focus on one project or a few specific skills and just genuinely how quickly your life can change if you pull the right triggers. And again, I've talked about this a million times. Build your personal brand. If there's one thing that anyone could do, if you have a smartphone, if you have a laptop, you have a camera attached to that. Just literally record what you're already doing. I don't care if you need to be at the gym, on a walk, driving home from work, at your desk. Just literally talk about what you're already doing. Again, I know I'm kind of going off a side tangent here, but guys that I know that have just consistently posted business content since, call it like 2022, 2021, they never went viral in their entire life, but they're making just off their personal brand alone 30 to 50 grand a month because they've just ridden the content wave long enough. That is a huge way of making money right now. And that's ultimate leverage, right? Is an owned audience, is a brand that you own, that's your personal image, and you could do whatever you want with. You don't even have to make money from it if you really don't want to. If it's just like a view thing, you just find it cool to grow your following, then respect. But to me, it's like, I'd rather have a nice niche audience that I know I can help. I can, make a lot of money, helping them. But I can also, on the flip side, because of the niche I'm in, business and money making, I can help them build their own wealth and triple their investment, quadruple their investment from the money that they pay me, whether it's through this new mentorship, this, consult calls, whatever the hell it is, right? So again, I'm going to end it here soon. I just wanted to get this out of the way. As always, if you've made it this far, I want to see you win. Please leave a comment below if you're thinking of starting something, and I'll give you my feedback on it. And I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.